summer microsystems, digital. I mean, it was a hotbed. We had a technical bookstore next to the hotbed of high tech.
Sounds good. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to do intros.
And it's all changed.
Jack, are we ready?
All right, we're going to get started. My name is Teresa Quinn. I think everybody in this room now has been introduced to me. Thank you so much for being here. The judges, so much. On a Monday morning, cool February. What happened to all the wonderful January weather? I don't know. This is a special day for Emily. This is her first, I hope that's not embarrassing.
No.
This is her first Clark Tank event, and she has put this together and brought it a million miles ahead of where it started. And I really appreciate her for doing this. We plan on teaming up and even making it better next year. Let's see. We're going to silence the phones. I suppose I need to say that every single time. And then also, I want to, we're on a time schedule, so the students will see this, 1 minute left, and then you need to stop because they're on a 7 to 8, right?
They're 10 to 12.
10 to 12, my mistake. And then our MC will be working with the judges to have you stop so we can move on to the next one, but you won't see the paddles. The paddles are for that. Let me see, I think that is it. Oh, we are live streaming this. Jack, our tech wizard, is always here for us, so if you want to send out the link for people watching at home, it is clarkstudentventures.com, and it's right there on the home page. Is that correct? Got that all right? All right, I would like to bring up Alan Eisner, the Dean of SOM, School of Management, for a couple words.
Well, very briefly, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here, students for participating and sharing your creations with us. Judges, thank you very much for being here and for giving them valuable feedback. I think it's a tremendous experience for the students to hear from you and to get to do this live in front of an audience. So, and Emily and Teresa, Jack, and everyone else that made the production process possible, thank you very much. Thanks for doing this on a Monday morning. It didn't snow this morning, or at least not recently, so perfect. And without further ado, let's hear some pitches.
All right, well, we're going to have Emily say hello here.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean Eisner. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, judges, for being here. This is my first class I've ever taught, so very special to me to have you all here. I think being an alum and also now being a professor, it's really great to see the students and how far they've come throughout these 5 weeks. But I think what's really special to me is that these students have worked so hard for their ventures, but their ventures are based on helping others, and I think that's what it really means to be a Clarkie. So some of you are alumni and can really resonate with that, what you do in your time and what you do in your work, and that it's just really special to me that these students just never kind of change that one motivation, one purpose of life is to do good in the world. So thank you again to everyone, and let's get started. Appreciate it.
We do have an MC. Got to have an MC for a big event like this. This is Mai. She's a second year here at Clark. She did the Clark Tank Venture Development last year, and she was a major hit. So she's going to keep us on track, kind of tell a couple jokes. She's pretty funny. And she will jump in and let you know when the judge's time is up. So that's her job. And she's going to have you guys all introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, everyone. How are we doing on this Monday morning? Somewhat exciting, yes. I'm seeing some cheers. We need that energy up. It might be a semi-long couple of hours, but with our presenters, they're going to be amazing, so they won't bore you at all. I promise. I might, maybe, a little bit. Okay, right now we're going to go ahead and get started with our pitches, but first we're going to have our judges introduce themselves, so you guys can get to know a little bit about them and then a little bit about presenters, too. So we want to start over here.
Yeah, just stand there.
Yes.
Yes.
Present to the room. Don't be shy. It's going to be okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ryan Cohen. I am a Clark alum, GSOM 2018, with Professor Kakuza. I work in cannabis. Basically, two weeks after I got my MBA here, I started a startup in cannabis, and 4 long years later, I'm finally starting to see a profit. So So I was a disabled veteran with a traumatic brain injury. So I used cannabis to kind of acquiesce to civilian life, and a couple of professors here really grabbed me by the strings and said, what do you actually want to do in life? And those were kind of my aha moments when I stopped kind of faking the funk and doing what I was passionate about. So love being here and appreciate all you guys today.
Thank you.
My name's Rick Reitman. I graduated Clark 50 years ago this year, so I'm probably the oldest guy in the room. I work at Adobe. I sold the company to Adobe about 15 years ago. They gave me a title, Entrepreneur in Residence. So I get to start up stuff with their money instead of mine, which is a lot more fun.
Hello everyone, I'm Katie Chella. I graduated not 50 years ago, but almost 20 years ago, so driving in was a little bit of a moment for me. I am the president of a consulting company called Pixel. We're based out of DC, and we do digital transformation work and international development, mostly for the federal government, so clients like NASA and the Gates Foundation and such. Prior to this work, I was also in another consulting organization working with small businesses, large businesses, helping them start up and really thrive, especially in the operations, sales, and marketing space. So really happy to be here today.
Good morning. My name is Brad Kern. I'm not a Clark alumni. I have a son that is a student here, so I'm glad to be here and support all these efforts. It's really wonderful. We did sell off a company to Adobe Figma, so that was nice. So thank you on that behalf. I'm an operating partner over at Andreessen Horowitz, and so I've been there close to the very beginning, but before that I was a startup guy. I worked with Mark and Ben at the software company, and then we sold it off to HP and then started the venture capital firm, so I have a lot of startup experience. So pleasure to be here.
Good evening, folks. My name is Joe Pontemura. I run the operations of the DCU Fintech Innovation Center. We're a nonprofit, zero equity business accelerator in Boston. Been there for 5 years, and then on the side I run the largest Gen Z venture community in Boston. I am not a Clark alum, but very happy to be here. Thanks.
All right, now that we got to know our judges, thank you so much for being here, and thank all of our presenters too. I know it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but you guys are gonna do great. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So, are we all ready? Yes? Okay. We need that energy up a little bit more. We're gonna be here for a few. Okay, so our first pitch is gonna go to Alec. His business is Top Tier Pro Wrestling. Now, I'm not personally a wrestler. I don't think you want to start wrestling with me because I would just fall instantly flat on the floor. But if anybody wants to come up here, we can definitely try and do a demonstration. No takers? Okay, great. We're going to let the professional take it over, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Thank you. That was an excellent introduction. Thank you. So picture this. You're a small-time independent wrestler, just trying to get by. You know, life's good, but it could always be better, you know. You've always felt that you were destined for the big leagues. You know, you were destined for greatness. And then it happens. You get that big break, the one that you've been waiting for your entire career, your entire life. But now that it's here, you're overwhelmed. Your peers are competing at a level that you didn't even know was possible. And with everyone on the inside trying to go for the top spot, and with everyone on the outside trying to go for your spot, what are the lengths you will go to truly become top tier? Hello everyone, my name is Alec, and I'm here to pitch an exciting, thrilling, action-packed animated series called Top Tier Wrestling, where only the best become top tier. Okay, all right, so let's meet the team first. It's me and a bunch of Christophers against the world. So me, I'm the lead writer and art director of this project. My relevant experience, I'm the current author and illustrator of the upcoming comic series Your Eternal Reward, and I'm the head creative for the weekly online wrestling show BTPW, which I will get into more because it's the inspiration for TTW. Now, Christopher Feliciano, Christopher Iacobelli, and Christopher Ciappone, all going to be acting as my creative advisors, supporting writers, and character designers, and I couldn't do without them, so shout out to them. Now, why this? TTW is the perfect blend of two of my passions, pro wrestling and animation. The over-the-top nature and spectacle pro wrestling is ripe to be told in the field of animation. Animation, I feel, is the premier outlet, the premier medium for storytelling in any genre, and I believe that this right here is a match made in heaven, pro wrestling and animation. And why not? As a graduating senior of Clark University, I'm going to be thrust into an extremely competitive industry, and I feel that with top tier wrestling, I'm going to be able to not only be one step ahead, but many steps ahead of my competition, and this will help me really jumpstart my career as the centerpiece of my portfolio. So who is this for? So currently there are about 11 million fans of WWE that watch weekly programming of wrestling. And that's not taking into account any of the other wrestling companies that have blossomed in recent years as a result of the wrestling renaissance that people have been deeming the industry has been going through. I'm not talking about AEW, New Japan, AAA, Impact Wrestling. There's plenty of options for wrestling. This is just WWE. So the market is clearly there for a concept based around pro wrestling. And it's only gonna keep growing. Just like the animation industry. In 2022, we saw nearly $400 billion from the animation industry. Huge, and it's only expected to continue to grow as we go into the 2030s. In 2030, it's expected to bring in almost $600 billion. So definitely, the time is now to get in on this wave right here. So, I'm gonna take you back in the past a little bit. BTBW, the inspiration for TTW. Now, BTBW is an online wrestling show that I've been hosting for the last almost 2 years at this point on Twitch. Now, basically, it's me creating these characters, watching them fight, commentating over it, and just having a good time. And in this show, I've realized that we have some pretty interesting, eccentric characters that I feel like could definitely catch on and become, iconic. People love our iconic characters, and I feel like we've got a plethora available from BTBW, and you'll see a lot of them when I talk about the characters of TTW. So every good story has a good log line. So let's read this one. When a small-time independent wrestler gets offered a contract at the country's largest promotion, he must fight to prove that he belongs among the best. So let's expand on that a little bit. Who is this story around? The story follows a small-time Australian wrestler on the independent circuit, Frederick Ashley, known more commonly by his stage name Fash. They just slam the two names together. Arrogant and cunning, but with the skills to back it up, the Dirty Dingo, another one of his nicknames, realizes that he's the small fish in one of the biggest ponds that there is. Initially overwhelmed by the sheer talent and eccentric personalities that now surround him at top-tier wrestling, Fash, through the help of the friends he makes along the way, learns what it truly means to become a great professional wrestler. Thrilling, action-packed, bursting with compelling characters, and even more compelling drama, top-tier wrestling is sure to be a landmark in sports entertainment. Now, it's all about the characters. Every good show has great characters, and if you don't have good characters, you don't have a good show. Now, you've already met Fash. There he is. He's holding the Wheel Spin Championship BTBW. Good job, Fash. But who are these people? Joey Boom. Joey Boom is known for one thing and one thing only, bringing the boom. Eccentric, smooth, and very flashy. Joey Boom, one of Fash's first rivals, turned invaluable friend, helps Fash overcome his toughest foes. Sofa. Sofa is a no-nonsense technician that, if you cross her, will snap your arm so fast, you won't even have time to say, bring the boom. With her pet snake chartreuse around her neck, she will be a force to be reckoned with in the women's division in top-tier wrestling. And last but not least, El Thunk. El Thunk, a former champion in top-tier wrestling and the head monk at a monastery of luchadors who in this universe are a religion based around wearing luchador masks at all times. A surprisingly hot-headed character for a monk, but nonetheless wise beyond his years and acts as a mentor figure for the rest of these three, especially Fash. Now, you've heard about the good guys. What about the bad guys? There's plenty. The top-tier wrestling is chock full of bad guys, bad dudes, bad characters in the story. And I'm not going to go through all of them because we don't have time for that. But I just wanted this slide to essentially highlight some of the imaginative designs and the devious nature of some of the wrestlers we got here. And all of these people they're going to meet throughout the story. So the pilot. If you don't grab your audience in the first pilot, you're not going to keep them for later. So what is this pilot? Fash attends an independent wrestling show in a shady bar and gets into an impromptu match after provoking one of the wrestlers. You know how he does. Overwhelmed and outnumbered by angry patients, Fash is aided by El Thunk, who helps him win the day. El Thunk reveals that he was sent by TTW's CEO, Ringleader, to scout the circuit for fresh talent and sees potential in Fash, and the two part ways with Fash getting a taste of what is to come in top-tier wrestling, which is the best of the best in the wrestling scene. Now, what's the open road look like? I'm highlighting a couple episode concepts here that really detail the storytelling aspects and the world building of the show. Now, a couple of them are a little bit more weird, and one of them is more grounded in the reality of the wrestling world. So first, welcome to Chroma City. When Fash and the gang are rewarded for their hard work in TTW, they're given an all-expense-paid trip to Chroma City, a technologically advanced society based around, you guessed it, wrestling. But when they get there, they come to find that it is far from the wrestling utopia that it claims to be. Faction Invitational. Fash must assemble a team of 4 to partake in TTW's biggest group contest of the year, the Faction Invitational, where only one team can win, and to the victors go the ultimate spoils. And Hostile Takeover. When Ringleader signs a high-profile deal with an interdimensional wrestling company, Fifth Dimension Wrestling, he's unaware to the secret conquest that FDW wants to take on TTW. And the wrestlers of TTW must band together, friend or foe, to take on the impending danger. So what's the timeline looking like? So this year, we definitely want to finalize the designs of characters, of the environments, of the world, and outline some scripts. So I want to at least get the first 3 seasons out the way. 12 episodes per season. I feel like that's a good rounded number for an animated season. Don't want to have too many episodes in a season. But that's definitely what we want to focus on for 2023. In 2024, we're going to launch our Kickstarter campaign, which is going to be the main way that we're going to fund this show, crowdfunding. This is going to feature a trailer with an in-depth look into the universe and characters, going to show all the character sheets, going to show all the, there's going to be merchandise, plenty of perks that you wouldn't want to miss out on if you become a backer of this Kickstarter campaign. In 2025, the Kickstarter campaign is going to continue, and it's going to go for about a year or so. We're going to write and storyboard at least the entire first season so that when the Kickstarter is done and hopefully is funded, we're going to be ready to go and get into it as soon as possible. Now the ask. So I will be asking for the maximum $1,500, and a lot of that will go towards character design. Now I've been looking on gig economy websites like Fiverr, and I've noticed that the price for things of character designs, character sheets with assets and the full renders and everything, color and everything, go for around $50 to $200. So I went with $150, a good middle ground, I would say. I mean, we're top tier, so we're gonna go in the higher thing. We need the best. And so I want to get at least the 4 main characters and at least 3 villains. That would get up to 10, 50 right there. But where's the other 450 go? And that would go into our initial promotion for the Kickstarter campaign that we will launch. We're going to be focusing on Instagram and Facebook Reels and story posts. And I feel that through my research, those are the most effective ways of marketing your brand, marketing your show, your idea. And I have an anecdote about that, actually. The wildly popular manga turned anime series, Chainsaw Man, actually I found out about before anyone else. I'm cool, Before anyone else, I found out about through an Instagram story post. So there we go. And last but not least, this is how you can contact us. We have Instagram, the BTBW Instagram. You can see over that side where you can see the BTBW Gmail, paulbeans@gmail.com, and Alec Tarnowski01, my personal business email that I use. And of course, you can add me on LinkedIn, and we can have a conversation because I love having conversations. So thank you for all for listening, and let's become top tier together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That was actually perfect timing. Oh yes, I love these things. I'm not trying to great with technology, but I'll keep it. All right, judges, do we have any questions, thoughts, deep dark secrets we wanted to know about this business or about Alec himself? That can work too.
Have you thought about maybe that this would make a good novel series?
I have. I definitely do think that wrestling is a very visual storytelling art form, and so I definitely see it going into more visual storytelling with a comic or an animated series, or even a live-action TV show. Who knows? But I have thought about writing books. I've written like short stories in the past, So, but that's a very good idea, and I do realize that is like an avenue that a lot of like movies take. They first start off as books. So.
Or a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and my other comic, Your Turn Award, is a graphic novel. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's a.
And
good
last
selection.
question is, what type of like streaming service, or where do you kind of envision?
So I'm thinking since it's animated, I do believe that animated specific sites like Crunchyroll, where anime is a huge thing over there, Crunchyroll, or even things like, I know HBO Max wants to have a lot of animated series. Cause there's barely anything on there for animated, but they're looking for a lot of animated shows. So I think that maybe that's a good fit. We'll try our hand at anything. Even if it's, I don't know, Tubi. They had their ad at the Super Bowl. Really, I'm not picky when it comes to that, but definitely want to focus on something that sort of wants animation and definitely prioritizes that instead of just something that's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
two questions.
Yes.
Once this pilot goes well and is picked up, how do you make money on it? Can you talk a little bit about that? And
Yes,
then I'll ask my
yes.
second question after that.
Okay, so the way animation and the way pretty much we make money in the film industry is a lot of it has to do with distribution deals. When a show is picked up, it's pretty much like a contract. So every time a season's renewed, you just get a boatload of money for it. And obviously, with our iconic characters and our interesting premise, I feel like there's plenty of room for merchandise to be made. I can definitely see myself buying a ton of I see myself buying a Joey Boom plushie or something like that, or the glasses that he wears or something like that. There's infinite possibilities because since pro wrestling in real life is so marketable in the merchandise thing, you'll see people wearing the shirts of their favorite wrestler, or you'll see them wearing the belts of the company that they like, or anything like that. I think that there's plenty of opportunity for money making with this series.
Okay. And then the other question would be, I don't know if this is normal in the industry, so tell me if it is or not, but are you able to develop the first episode with a smaller subsection of your characters, so smaller amount of cost, and then test just that
Yes.
with Kickstarter to see if it picks up and is, viable to the masses, if you will, before you do the full investment and try to go for the full pilot?
Yeah, 100%. One of my favorite shows of all time, SpongeBob, actually did this exact thing. They had just SpongeBob, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs, and then their little generic fish that they had in their pilot episode where SpongeBob gets hired to the Krusty Krab. And it took off from there. They had private screenings around, and they were focus group and testing all that stuff. And so we can definitely go that route, which is something I definitely want to look at because animation's expensive, so I definitely don't want to go in too deep before we get a little bit of interest in the product. So
Okay.
yeah, that's definitely
Thank you.
a route we're going to go.
So very capital intensive business. So, other than the $1,500, have you taken a look at how much this really will cost to actually launch something like this? Question one. And question two, why doesn't WWE just come in and just do the same thing?
So with the cost of animation, it definitely varies based on who you hire or what studio you go to. It could be anywhere from, I was even talking about the character designs, how it could be anywhere from $50 per design to, I saw a couple that were thousands of dollars per design. It really depends. It's hard to sort of place value on a subjective art because the artist definitely doesn't want to sell themselves short, but they also want to get customers, So it's definitely hard. I don't have a specific number for you right now, but I understand that, yeah, there's definitely a lot of money involved, which is where, we'll get through crowdfunding, hopefully. And then your second question, why doesn't WWE do this? Now, WWE definitely has their hands full already with their live action shows, and it's sort of different. So wrestling never ends. Wrestling is sort of like a thing that always happens every week. You just have to tune in. If you've never seen it, you just have to catch up, It's been going on for 30 years, many, many years. And it's sort of different in the way that top tier wrestling will be more serialized and more because pro wrestling kind of blurs the line between reality and fiction, and this is more sort of using the idea of pro wrestling to make it more traditional storytelling, if that makes sense. Pro wrestling is a little bit complicated to explain on how it works.
It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, exactly. But I've never seen any plans of WWE to go in that direction, and I'd say their talent that they have right now is more focused on the live performers and going to places and meeting people with their real life people that they have. So,
What makes you guys more compelling to do this than hiring a Japanese anime studio?
I think that wrestling is a very American thing, and so an American studio would be. It's also big in Japan, but with WWE, it's definitely big in America. It was definitely an American phenomenon, and I definitely feel that with an American studio. I mean, one of the biggest animated shows of all time, and one of the highly acclaimed animated shows of all time, is Avatar: Last Airbender, which uses techniques from Japanese anime style, but it's made through Nickelodeon, through America.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's not really an issue of us going to, or of someone turning to a Japanese studio instead, because we've already seen American animation. It can be just as good, if not better, in some cases.
So it's just a function of being American.
Yeah, I think that definitely represents a big culture in America that has existed for a while. So, yes.
Have you scripted those first 3 pilots that you plan on doing?
The episode concepts?
Yeah.
They're more of ideas right now. I definitely want to go into more in-depth detail of scripting them, but these ideas have been rattling around in my head for forever now. And I had, before this, I narrowed it down to 3. I had like 15 up there. So, you know, I wanted to cut it down because we don't have enough time. But definitely, I've written them down on notes, like where they're going to go, like sort of basic outlines, but not really like, here's what happens in this part of the story. Here's what happens in this section and whatever, you know, whatsoever.
All right, that was our last question. Thank you so much. We're gonna go with a round of applause. I'm really glad that I didn't have to wrestle today. I was not prepared for that at all. Judges, we're gonna give you a bit of time to fill out your score sheets, everything like that, write some notes, and then get prepped for the next one.
You got a talent for the MC thing, I gotta tell you.
Thank you. All right. Do we know which one? Yeah. You have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just nosy. You can do a dance battle, you know, karaoke, or just stand here. You know, that works too. That's definitely a good idea. Yeah. Well, in the next, like, 12 minutes. Yeah.
I've been waiting for that for like 6 weeks.
I was gonna say, what about Clarky? Okay, which one of you is which? John? John, Dylan. Mikey, Dylan. Okay, perfect. Okay. So
Where was
you guys have like 2 to 3 minutes. So we're good. You guys need anything? Okay. Yeah. Clicker.
Yeah.
It's always something else.
Yeah.
Doesn't like this, no matter what we do.
Yeah. Oof. You just get blind. I'm good to go whenever. Are we good to go, Emily?
Good to go now.
Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is John DeFemia. I'm joined by my partners.
I'm Mikey.
I'm Dylan.
And today we'll be presenting StageJustInTime.com, a powerful way to manage your projects through Notion. So this is our team. For some context, me and Mikey and Dylan, the ones presenting today, all met through lacrosse. So we're all lacrosse players together here on campus. And in managing our hectic lives through being a student athlete, we found that Notion did a great job in just making our tasks a lot easier and just automating different things throughout our day. So that's how we all met, and through that we joined on with Tanner and Ganesh and Lauren, all of which who have different backgrounds. Lauren's our advisor. Ganesh and Tanner are based in Arizona. I met them online. I'm pretty active in the NFT space, so that's how I met them. Tanner does Web3 collabs with Bored Ape Yacht Club, pretty popular collection in the space, and Ganesh is a data engineer at Tuscan Federal. So yeah, overall we really just all met through Notion. They're on the same board as us, and we just all find that it's really helpful for our day-to-days and managing different tasks. So, our problem, as I said, people have a hard time managing and organizing their life, both personally and professionally. Now, how does this all come about? The non-productive cycle, which I created here for you guys. So basically, you have a bunch of different information that you get sent, both from work and your personal. This could be on a bunch of different platforms. We're talking Google Drive, we're talking Zoom, we're talking everything else that all different companies use, all different schools use, everything. So there's a smorgasbord of total, digital craziness. And all that storms into 2. So from all this craziness, you then get siloed information. So you have, your work stuff here, you have your personal stuff here, you have a combination of both here. It's crazy. From there, you get fragmented workflows, and then you're getting disrupted in your work, and so you're working from your personal side, and then you're trying to balance your work, and then you're ended up mixing it both, and then like me, you have a crazy email box that's mixed of both personal and professional. So, our solution. Here, you'll see a video on the side. It takes less than 30 seconds to download our personal templates. That's essentially what we're doing. So we will be sharing personalized templates. We'll be authentic in our way of going about it. All of these fill out a different need that we personally have faced in our lives. And so through that, we have a list of here different solutions. So first, at the bottom here, we have the smart automation tools that can be incorporated within Notion. That's just a byproduct of us selling Notion templates, is that Notion has a bunch of awesome tools that we're going to be able to utilize because of this. And from there, we're going to offer comprehensive assistance. We'll get into it in a few, but part of our collection involves an NFT, which from there we would have a community which would be able to guide you through this Notion process, since there is a bit of a learning curve. From there, we offer, like I said, the all-in-one solution of both, guiding you throughout this process, but also adding the support through the NFT. And then from there, workflows that work, really just, like I said before, and being authentic in the way we sell, is that these have helped us with different problems that we'll show here in a second. And we're hoping that people will be able to resonate with that and being able to help themselves.
So why is it a good time to invest in a Notion template business right now? So Notion is growing extremely fast. In 2019, they had 1 million users. That's grown all the way up to 30 million users as of this year. Notion saw an increase in the revenues of 36% last year, which really demonstrates that there's a much greater willingness to for consumers to buy productivity software as of late. There's only 90 Notion ambassadors who have over 10,000 followers on social media, and this represents that there's still room in the market for a new entry like us. And as of 5 days ago, Notion AI was introduced, which is a ChatGPT competitor and also greatly increases the power of the Notion app, and that's going to draw a lot more customers to Notion as well, and people looking for Notion templates, which we are selling. So we're benefiting, Notion's benefiting, everybody wins. Next slide. So here's a list of our main competitors. As you can see, not many of them have an insane amount of followers, which is good to us. This is some products from a leader in the space, Hey Oslo. As you can see, his products are extremely expensive, and StageUsInTime.com plans on selling products that are far less expensive than leaders in the space, and this is a benefit because our target market, which is college-age students who are new to Notion, may be turned away by an extremely expensive product, considering we're broke college kids and we're new to the space who wants to spend hundreds of dollars on a template. So moving on to market size, of the 30 million users Notion has, 4 million pay for Notion Premium for a revenue of $43.5 million. But the productivity software market overall is worth $53 billion, and that's expected to grow to $149 billion in 2030. And I wanted to give you guys a product demo just so you can see what we're selling in live time. So this is our recipe meal planner and calorie tracker. John, you can roll the clip. So at the top, it gives a description of what the template is and gives directions. And then below that, you have the week plan where you can add our recipes to a weekly plan so you can plan out your week of eating. John here demonstrates what one of our simple meals look like, ingredients and so on. And here John uses Notion AI to make a recipe for pancakes, write me a recipe for pancakes, blurts it out, you can save it, add it to your weekly plan, super useful tool. Going back, I provided some YouTube links so you can get recipes of your own. And down here, you can add food to a food database and add it to your daily calorie tracker, and it automatically adds your calories. So again, balancing your personal life, balancing your professional life, all in one place.
Right. For our business model, this outlines our 4 revenue streams. Our first one is just the Notion Marketplace. Right now, we have a bunch of templates we market up. They're either for free, that are very basic for any user that can use, or up to $20, which is very advanced, very designed towards specific needs for users. Our second one is subscription-based. For $5 a month, users can either will get 1 free product per month that we create, of just a template, just anything that we create per month, and also exclusive monthly contact, of our basically what our team's doing and just any updates. And our third one is our custom build, where you hire our team personally to design a Notion template just tailored for you. And depending on like the time and energy, we thought it'd be $250 minimum. And our fourth revenue stream right now is that will be coming out in 2024. It's our lifetime pass, which is our 1,000 NFT supply. So for $100, a one-time fee of $100, users will get current and free products and also private community access. So our financials for just this year, Notion gave us a $500 credit to really just get our business up and running, upload templates, try to get a revenue like streaming in. Right now it costs $8 a month per user, and since there's 6 members on our team, it's total to $76 this year so far. Combo, so on Wix, our combo plan, this allows us to really have these domains up and like kind of access for our consumers to really just venture out through our different Notion templates and everything. And right now it's $204, but we expect it to go up to $325 in October. And for our domains right now, it just costs us $47 to really get them up, but we also expect that one to rise in the future. For our projected revenues, we thought if we got 100 customers for this year, we thought that we could hopefully make $475 off templates, averaging like $5 a template. Subscription, like we figured we can get 5 consumers to hopefully join our subscription base with the 13% fee, so hopefully we'll get $261 for that, and we're hopefully get 1 custom build as well, as we believe consumers really want to take advantage of that one. And if you look at our total projected expenses and projected revenues, we have a positive projected net income. And for our ask, the 1-year Notion Premium, as I said, it will rise to $500, $576 next year since we will lose our credit. $500 for marketing, because right now we're only marketing on TikTok for free, and we feel like that will really help us boost our revenue. And I think
the next one's Wix.
Yeah, the next one was Wix, and the last one was $100 for our NFT deployment in 2024. There we go.
Perfect. That's how pitches go.
And then for the last one, I can take it away here. So in 2023, as we kind of mentioned, this whole class with Emily, this has been just a process of us getting like the product first, so that we've been very product focused as of now, and marketing has been kind of on the wayside. So for now, we're looking to, at year end, have 50 plus templates available, 100 plus customers, and 10,000 plus social views. We're pretty happy with the marketing that we've done on TikTok. Right now, we're just a repost page. All we do is repost Notion content, and we're just trying to be like a hub for just people who are trying to learn Notion. So we're close to the 10,000 mark right now, which we're pretty happy about. Next is we're going to deploy the Lifetime Pass. This is a product differentiator for us, which we kind of mentioned before, but no Notion creators are using NFTs right now. And with my expertise in NFTs, I feel like we could really capture a good amount of this market and offer a personalized experience that Notion creators aren't utilizing right now. With that, we have to start allow lists. So allow lists are just people, that we would partner with who would get access to the mint or the buying opportunity for the NFT pass. The NFT lingo is kind of a little crazy, so if I lost you there, I'm sorry. From there, we'll have launch partners with the NFT, and that will hopefully catapult our success there. And then lastly, we're going to expand in 2025 on our product offering. So this is going to more of the B2B route. So we would ultimately, where a lot of these Notion creators make a lot of their money is through going into these organizations. People like Amazon, Nike, all these companies are using Notion in their teams. And people like Hey Slow, which we mentioned before, will go in, and his minimum fee is $1,000 for when he goes into these organizations and fully revamps their whole process and workflows through Notion. So that's ultimately where we would try to go in the future as we continue to develop. And that is it. So right now our website's live. You can go and see it. You can buy our Notion templates at SageNotionTime.com. We have an affiliate code. We are a Notion partner at this point, so we're happy to announce that as well. And then feel free to email us. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. I know I personally do need this because my life is currently a mess, so I need some sort of organization there. Judges, do we have any questions for them? Thoughts about it? Anything like that? It's roaming in our brains.
So this will be more than 5 minutes, but tell me about the NFT. Like, I mean, and how is that going to build a competitive moat for you on Notion? And are you building it on Notion? Or are you building it on some type of Ethereum? Or like, where are you building this NFT?
Yeah, so right now we explored a few blockchains. This has been going on now. So like originally this started out as like an NFT when all the NFT hype was going crazy. From there, that was when Tanner and Ganesh got brought on board. And we were exploring networks like Polygon and Ethereum and doing a classic mint like that. Ideally, we really want to stick with the whole Notion base and keep the whole mint Notion native and just be authentic to our brand. To give you the straight up answer, it's very in development and we're not like really close. That's a 2024 item that have some deliverables on and some things have been hit, but as of now, not much has really been planned on it. But in terms of how that would help us build our market, it would just be through having more ownership. So when they get access to the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization. From there, they'll be able to have different things in voting power in terms of what we do. So say we have what I would love to do is that we have 10 templates that we ideally would personalize for someone. From there, holders of the NFT can go in and vote on which action items we should complete first. And we just feel like that gives them a more personalized experience and gets them to really get the most out of what we're building on a day-to-day basis. That's only one idea that just pops into mind as I talk. But there's a lot of, as I'm sure you may know, a lot of ways that NFTs can help out in these different.
But you're going to build them, or you're going to have somebody build them on top of your platform that they're going to have ownership in perpetuity. I mean, is it your plan, or am I building on your platform? Because Notion could build, they have tons of templates today. If I'm Figma, I can go build out a whole product marketing template tool on Notion today. So you're building on top of an operating system.
Yes.
They're making all the money.
Yes.
They're the app store.
Ideally, yes.
That's what you want.
We would ideally love to have our own thing, but as of now, we're leveraging other people's resources, yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Going back
Great.
to the NFT question.
Yeah.
Why an NFT? Why not, a Patreon page where people can pay a monthly fee or a lifetime fee and they can vote otherwise? I guess I've worked with, I don't even know what number of blockchain companies or folks that wanted an NFT a year ago, and now they're all of them are like, that's a really awful idea.
Yeah.
So I guess what's the compelling reason still for an NFT?
Well, first, I definitely want to preface that in our whole marketing, we just say lifetime pass.
Sure.
And I think that's a big thing for us is that we don't want people knowing it's an NFT. We would rather have them knowing it's a lifetime pass, just because of all that stigma that goes along with it. And with that, I just think that, like I said before, with the different use cases in terms of them having voting power and what we do and being able to authenticate, different users. I mean, it's also easier for us. One of the added benefits we mentioned is that they get current and future products free. We wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. I mean, we could kind of token gate that in some way. It would just be a little more complicated. With the NFT, it makes it really seamless. They can just verify their wallet, and from there, they'll just get access on our website right away. So different things like that in terms of infrastructure that make it kind of easier through utilizing the NFT. And then, like I said before, just with the voting power they have. Again, the NFT thing, we can go into a huge thing. We can be here for 2 hours. And I'm sure you guys can tell I'm pretty passionate about the NFT stuff. But just from those two use cases alone, I think that the NFT still seems compelling in a market where I can see why a lot of people are shying away from it. Yes.
How many test users do you have today?
Today, currently, when I looked at the snapshot this morning, I think we had 20 people that have downloaded our template so far.
And what have you learned from them?
The most I learned, I want to hear your guys' thoughts too. My mom downloaded it. I learned the most from that.
She downloaded it. Did she use it?
She uses it. Yep. She used the recipe and meal tracker that Mike made. That was Mike's template that he made, his first template. And the one thing that we talked about the Notion AI and the learning curve that comes along with it. My mom, when she first used, my mom is not a tech savvy person by any means. She's an elementary school teacher, and she was just trying to utilize it maybe for her classroom and seeing maybe the opportunities it could lead there, which is something we definitely want to go down with our advisor. But so basically the whole thing with her was that she was having a hard time understanding the different databases within Notion and having to you can drag and drop different things here and there. But what she found was that I just said, Mom, just use / and Notion AI. You can just ask it whatever question you want, and it will reply back to you. So what she kept on doing in her learning experience was just doing / and asking Notion AI the question. So she would be like, / please add this recipe in for me, even though I showed her how to do it. But she was like, please add this Notion template for me, and Notion AI just did it for her. And she was like, wow, this is making it so much easier. And from there, that was just like kind of a pin, like right on the bullseye for us of just like, wow, Notion AI can really help.
Yeah,
bring
another
in a
thing
lot more
too is
people.
we're trying to, we do already have a feedback loop integrated onto our website, so anyone who visits us can, you know, hit the button and provide feedback right away. And we also have a Discord community listed as well, where they can interact with, you know, us, the creators too.
What are you hearing from that link? Or how? Or
I think the
just
only
give me a notion
feedback,
of how
we've
much
only
traffic
launched our
you have.
website as of a few weeks ago, so I think that the only feedback we've received is from John
Yeah,
Tom.
we've
so far.
actually, Millman Management, our buddies
Oh,
over
yes,
here
and-
filming, we had a networking session, one-on-one session with them. They filmed our stuff, and then we made a personalized template for them. So that was kind of our exposure in the B2B realm. But yeah, so from what you guys have saw, I think they took a lot of inspiration from just watching us like build different platforms and being able to, you know, then be like, hey, maybe we could use this here in a different way. And that was helpful for us, and just seeing the different ways they could go about it. Again, like, we're still really in infancy phase. I wish we had more for you in terms of like the traffic,
Feedback,
organic
yeah.
traffic we were getting, but yeah.
Very young.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
no,
know,
you're
you
good.
gave me the look. Okay, we're gonna have to cut it there. Sorry to our judges, but let's give them a round of applause. Very, very amazing job. Judges, again, we'll give you some time, fill out those sheets, write everything you need, and then we'll start prepping for the next. So yeah, good job, guys. Sorry, go for it. Okay. Hello, everyone. We have our next one. Our next one is going to be Noah with the Umpire channel. Now, this one is a little bit more fun for me, mainly because of the fact that I'm not a huge sports person. So when I first talked to him about his pits, I was like, what in the hell is the umpire? As you can tell, I'm not super sports person. However, we do have a professional over here that can tell you a lot more better stuff than I can. So let's go ahead and, yeah, let's get started with Noah.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hi, my name is Noah Katz. Hi, my name is Noah Katz, and I'm the founder of the Umpire Channel, the largest umpire-related multimedia outlet in the world. The Umpire Channel makes social media content promoting umpires and teaching viewers how to become one. But why tell you when I can show you?
Welcome to the Umpire Channel. The Umpire Channel is dedicated to promoting umpires and teaching viewers how to become one. This is how to call a foul ball as a plate umpire. On a ball hit to right field, stepping around home plate, taking several steps down the line. Settle in, you see the ball's foul. Foul ball! Point to the right. Through my content, I've received hundreds of messages from people who've been inspired to become umpires. On my channel, you can learn how to become an umpire and what it's like to be an umpire at every level, from Little League to the MLB.
We're here at MLB Umpire Camp in Richmond, Virginia. This is the first step to becoming a professional umpire. We're going to show you what it's like.
So, why did I start the Umpire Channel? Well, growing up, playing baseball was everything to me. I would spend so much time looking forward to my games, but there was a problem. When I would get to the baseball field, my games were regularly canceled because there weren't enough umpires. Now, people love baseball. 35 million people play baseball in the world. 2 million kids play Little League in the US. And baseball generates $10 billion a year in the United States. And this problem of games being canceled because there aren't enough umpires isn't just local to my Little League. This is a problem throughout the entire country, where every year thousands of kids' games are being canceled because there aren't enough umpires. Because of this, growing up, my Little League desperately needed umpires. So, at 16, I started umpiring in the same Little League that I'd grown up playing in, side by side with the same umpires that I'd grown up playing under. This was an amazing job, but I was surprised to find that I was the only teenager umpire in my Little League. This didn't make sense. I was making $50 an hour while I was surrounded by the game of baseball. But through talking with my friends, I realized that the reason this was the case was because they didn't realize that they themselves could be umpires. Now, I have an extensive background of using social media to build community to solve problems. When I was 14, I was part of the Students of the Year competition to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Through using social media, I did things like promote a talk that I organized, which had over 300 people in attendance. In the end, because of my social media to build a community, I raised over $15,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society during my freshman year of high school. During my sophomore year of high school, I founded a sports tournament organization that hosted spike ball tournaments. Again, I leveraged social media to build a community. This resulted in 8 successful spike ball tournaments with an average of 40 teams at each tournament. People were flying from different states to come to my tournaments because they were seeing it on social media and wanted to take part. And then, during my senior year of high school, I was on a state delegate and a congressional campaign where I was an active part of the social media team, again, helping them to convey their message and build a community. So, I thought I could take these social media skills and do something about this umpire shortage, which had been affecting me and so many of my friends throughout my entire life. So, this past summer, with my iPhone and my 13-year-old little brother, I went to the same baseball field where I've been playing and umpiring all of my life. I made a video about why being an umpire is the best part-time job. That video got 300,000 views, and the Umpire Channel was born. Today, the Umpire Channel has 30,000 followers and 10 million views, with 27,000 followers being on TikTok. I made content with umpires from Little League to the MLB, promoting umpires and teaching viewers how to become one. On my channel, you can be inspired to become an umpire. You can then learn how to become an umpire through instructional videos. You can then be connected with the resources to actually become an umpire, how to sign up through a local Little League, and what gear you need to become an umpire. Growing up, one more umpire in my Little League would have made such a big difference. I'm proud to say that from my content, I've received hundreds of messages from people who've been inspired to become umpires. The Umpire Channel is already making a noticeable difference throughout the entire country, and this is just the start. Now, to put my audience into further context, my 30,000 followers, that's Fenway. That's a Fenway of people who follow my channel. And to put it into further context, the average video on the Umpire Channel gets 100,000 views. That's a city of people who watch almost every video that I make. Now you may be wondering, is there anything else like the Umpire Channel? The answer is no. There is no other one-stop shop with everything about one subject within the sports industry. And there is no one else making content about the umpires rather than the players. And because of this, there is so much opportunity. Now my target market is comprised of the exact age demographic that makes up the majority of my audience. That is the 16 to 20-year-old who on my channel can watch my videos and be inspired to become an umpire. They can then learn how to become an umpire through my instructional videos, and then be connected with the resources to actually become one. This age demographic is the age demographic that Little Leagues across the country are struggling to get umpires with. This age demographic is both my biggest consumer and will be my biggest customer. Now, The Umpire Channel makes money in several different ways. First, through direct monetization through the TikTok Creator Fund, where I'm paid a certain amount of money per 1,000 views on the Umpire Channel. That will continue to grow as the Umpire Channel's following continues to grow. Then, through partnership deals. This would be where a company like Major League Baseball or Little League Baseball would pay me $250 to make a video about their product or service. That could look like me making a video for the Major League Baseball to promote their one-day MLB umpire camps. A typical industry level in that would be where a company would pay me $250 to make that video. Then there's sponsored company content, where a company would pay to have their video on my channel. And then there's merchandise, like the shirt that I'm wearing right now. And as the Umpire Channel continues to grow, there are so many other avenues for revenue that will present themselves. Things like developing an umpire newsletter and developing online courses. Now, my ask to get the Umpire Channel to where it can be is $1,500. This $1,500 will result in $2,500 in profit within the next 3 to 6 months. That looks like this. I'm asking for $1,500 in camera gear because companies like Major League Baseball, Little League Baseball, and USA Baseball are looking for this high-quality camera gear and looking for these highly produced videos when they're choosing which content creators to do sponsorship deals with. I've already worked with these companies, and the barrier to me having consistent sponsorship deals and generating consistent revenue from those sponsorship deals is having this high-quality camera gear. Now, the full ROI on my ask looks like this. From the $1,500 that I'm asking for today, I'm projecting that within the next 3 to 6 months, I'll be able to generate 16 sponsorship deals at a typical industry level of $250 per sponsorship. That's $4,000 in revenue and $2,000 in profit. Now, I'm so confident that I'll be able to generate these sponsorship deals because within the last 8 months since I've started the Umpire Channel has truly become the premier source for umpire-related content in the world. Because of this, companies like Major League Baseball are coming to me for their content needs. Recently, the premier umpire school in the country invited me out. I went there, I made videos about their school, and the videos did really well. They got over 500,000 views, and the umpire school saw a huge uptick in inquiries about going to the school. They grew, and so did I. Major League Baseball immediately saw that, and within 1 day after posting my videos from the umpire school, I was invited to the MLB Professional Development Camp. That went well, and now I'm invited out to film with minor league teams and major league teams this season. I've already filmed at Polar Park, and I'll be filming at Fenway this season. This is the same in Little League, where Little League Baseball invited me out to one umpire clinic. The videos again did well, and they thought that I have, the biggest platform to showcase, what they're trying to showcase in the umpires. Now I'm invited out to the Little League World Series on ESPN, where millions of people watch, as well as the Softball Little League World Series. Just within the next few weeks, I'll be filming with the Savannah Bananas. If you're unfamiliar, they're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They have over 5 million followers on social media and a ticket waitlist of 500,000. I project just from filming with them, I'll be able to double my following. And so many of these organizations are interested in these sponsorship deals. Because the Umpire Channel has situated itself as the premier source for umpire-related content in the world, all these opportunities are coming to me, and I'm really close to fully developing this into this premier source for umpire-related content. Now clearly, there's so much opportunity here. I'm doing something that has never been done before in this niche that I'm fully creating. And the best part about this is that baseball and baseball umpires are just the tip of the iceberg. I can take the community and the reputation that I built and make content about umpires and referees in other sports, starting with softball. Over 35 million people play softball in the world, and I'm media credentialed to go to the Softball Little League World Series, which is again on ESPN. Over 40 million people play football in the world. And of course, over 270 million people play soccer in the world. And no one is making content about the referees in these sports rather than the players. The future of the Umpire Channel is as big as the entire worldwide sports industry. And that future starts today. Thank you so much for your time. You can follow the Umpire Channel at the Umpire Channel on all social media platforms. You can find that as well as the Umpire Channel's email through scanning the QR code up here or in the Umpire Channel business cards, which are being passed out right now. Thank you.
All right, that was actually really cool. Me as not a sports person, I was like, now I want to be an umpire. Come on, we can all do it together, guys. Don't be shy. It's okay. This can be our next calling in life. Judges, do we have any questions or thoughts about the Umpire Channel?
So if I'm in the demographic, even maybe like 16 years old, and,
Right.
and you did this, and I go on to your channel and I learn through video content,
Right.
how do I then get certified, like on the field, so that, what's
Right.
the step after that?
Exactly, and that is something that, you know, that is right down the Umpire Channel's future. Right now, it's a very disconnected system, which is part of the problem, where even once, you know, you watch a video on my channel, you're inspired to become an umpire, it's hard to actually become an umpire. You know, Little Leagues do it differently throughout the country. Some, they have, you know, websites, some, there isn't even, you know, an available program. You just have to know someone and reach out to them. So the future of the Umpire Channel is really, you know, being this premier source of umpire-related content where, you know, you can watch my video, be inspired, and then click the link in my bio. You can go to my website, which is already somewhat built out and will be, you know, continue to be built out. And I can build out a, you know, kind of system throughout the entire country where, like a map, you know, where you can sign up with local Little Leagues. And I can really be, you know, that connector, you know, with Little Leagues, where, you know, you can go, you know, to my channel and then sign up to be an umpire. So I think the future is, you know, really there.
Is there a unifying body underneath, like for Little League that, you know, like MLS has MLS
Right.
Next, but like is
Right,
there?
there is some things. The problem is there are many different leagues. There's Little League,
Yeah.
there's Cal Ripken, there's Travel Ball, there's, you know, different age groups who all do it differently. So I think the long-term vision of the Umpire Channel is really to connect that all into one unified source, and that's where I see it in the future.
And looked into the process of what it could be like, not just to standardize that process, but then to have maybe referral fees or some type of, hey, use your content, now I'm becoming an umpire, kick back to you, or some repayment program?
Right, definitely, and that's, you know, completely a possibility and something that, you know, I'm definitely looking at as I work with Little League Baseball. I've made, yeah, incredible connections there, and they see that I really have, you know, this, you know, incredible following where I'm able to generate traffic to becoming a Little League umpire. So that's definitely something that's completely possible, and also it would be completely possible in other things that develop in the future, like a cheap umpire starter kit, and you know, so much future.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love your passion.
Thank you.
And also your command of the industry. I would just, I don't have you answered every question I wrote down. But I do have sort of one observation, and that is I think you're really right to concentrate on what you know right now. Then you've got this huge market of all the other sports later, but stay focused at the beginning.
Definitely, and that's, yeah,
And
exactly
then
what
you've
I'm
got
doing.
like a bunch of upside on the other side.
Exactly.
What's your plan for scaling? Right now, you have all the knowledge. You have, you know, everything. Your contacts know
Right.
you. So what's the next step?
Right, definitely. Yeah, the next step, you know, just within the next few weeks, that's going out to the Savannah Bananas, who, you know, from just filming with them, I'm going to double my following. They've, you know, millions of followers, and it's continuing to take advantage of these opportunities and film, you know, at the bigger and better games. It's, you know, not just filming at a college game, it's filming at an MLB game. It's, you know, filming with the Savannah Bananas. It's filming at the Little League World Series, where, you know, a video from the, you know, 13U Cal Ripken World Series, where no one watches, is my most viewed video with 600,000 views. Videos at the Little League World Series is going to have millions and millions of views, and the Umpire Channel will just continue to grow as I take advantage of these
Yeah, I mean, scaling operationally, right?
Right.
You're one human.
No,
right,
definitely.
To be doing all the videos
Right.
and all the content.
No, definitely.
So what's the plan
Right,
for
definitely.
when you either add more people on?
Oh
or
yeah,
how does this
exactly,
internally work?
exactly, and yeah. So I am the founder. I've coordinated and organized everything up until this point, but I'm not alone. I'm part of this group of content creators. We're called the Enjoy the Show community. Well, we have over 2 million followers across all of us. It's a group of 12 guys. We're all making baseball content. Some of the people in the group have over 500,000 followers. We're all connected. We're collaborating. We're going to be going out to Arizona soon. We have a content house sponsored by a travel ball organization at the World Baseball Classic. And there's so many opportunities and connections coming with that. I just got set up with a really incredible video editor, which is, you know, a big part in, you know, scaling up, you know, from that group. And, you know, within this group, I'm able to, you know, be connected with the right people and, you know, like really the right people within this industry. So that's how I, you know, hope to scale up in the future.
Thank you.
I got one more. One other thing I would encourage is you have the TikTok, but you have like a great community build already.
Right.
But how how do you tap into me who has kids that
Right.
says get to work? Like
Right.
this
No,
is
definitely.
like
Right.
there's tons of teenage kids
Exactly.
that would be like $50 an hour. Like
Right.
this is awesome.
Definitely.
But they don't know how to monetize.
Right.
So monetize a different segment of the market.
Right, definitely. And so the Umpire channel, our biggest following, perhaps the biggest focus is on TikTok, but we're also on 5 social media platforms. We have a big following on Instagram, good following on YouTube, and we're developing Facebook and Twitter where, some of the, older umpires are there. And I'm, an active part of basically every umpire Facebook group that exists. I've, networked and talked with all of the owners, of those Facebook groups, and I'm, given, permission to post content in there. So I am able to reach, that older age demographic as well.
And LinkedIn.
Yeah, and
Definitely
LinkedIn as well.
needs-
Actually,
yeah.
I'm developing a pretty big following on LinkedIn. I have 3,000 followers, and I'm really just getting started. And yeah, definitely trying to leverage it through there as well.
Do you have any thoughts? I have a lot of experience working with referees in soccer.
Right.
Do you have any thoughts on how to educate the parents to behave themselves?
Right, no, definitely. And that is, some of the content that does the best. And yeah, the Umpire channel, it's kind of, it can solve all these problems where, I have had parents who watch my videos and I didn't realize how hard it was. I didn't realize that, it's just a 17-year-old kid who's umpiring. And, I've been umpiring all my life, or not all my life, but, for the past several years and playing, and, once parents really, see the situation that they're in and are kind of given context to it, which is what I think the Umpire channel can do, then I think, the behavior starts to improve.
Now you're solving a world problem.
Exactly. This is not, this is a worldwide problem, and, I think I have a big part of the solution.
All right, we're
Thank
gonna
you.
end it there. So thank you so much. Judges, take some time, fill out your sheets, and right now we're gonna take a break. So go get water, use the bathroom, snacks, anything you need, and then we'll get started with our next business. So yeah, y'all are doing great.
Is there any problem with the mob in your business?
Depends which mob you're talking about.
Russians.
If you asked me 3 weeks ago, I would say no, but it was a big thing to carry over in the last 2 weeks. Biggest cannabis company in the world. Russian oligarch, basically funneling money where you shouldn't be, undisclosed assets, you name it. Yeah.
Back when they were just talking about legalizing dope, a friend of mine worked at reading a mail house, and he ran away from it so fast. The Russian mob is all over this.
I mean,
I'm not going close to it.
it's regional too, like if you go to like
Sorry.
Marshall Northwest.
We're still all in liquids all over you, hot and cold.
Not so much in the legalized institution. The betting process. No, oh, from the
Sort of protection side. You got a nice shop here.
Yeah, definitely like the sector. I heard the Irish
Like all the different seasons.
Yep.
Sorry to engage a lot.
Yeah, interesting. Predominantly trying to drive equity, sustainability, global social good, the focus of the work that we do. So, we work with the President Defense Production Coalition to focus.
So, in DoD, CIA, FBI, like, you know, what do, but what more like.
Meet some
We're currently working with USAID, so we're going in and doing the USAID funds, working on the
Yeah, we
remote
work for all that, but I was gonna say it was like,
using it well.
so I run a
So
startup
we're working
accelerator in
with
Boston.
one of the agencies to pull all their data.
By the time I figured out that I was probably
Is that
Yeah,
we
you're
airplanes is primarily
my main job.
everyone buys 7, 1,
because all the
60.
data was separate.
Yeah, we're backed by
So we're building the data platform to pull all the data from the
Yeah.
level.
I grew up in the
So, yeah, we don't have those high speed.
All the agencies how to use the data.
Okay, cool. I learned a lot. We got her like 6 months after that. I learned a lot from her.
How did you get into the government?
Yeah.
So I was working
Sharp is the time. She's great. Yeah, two of them are dynamic.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great together.
One on one, they're both good. It's like so
clear.
Like,
You got it.
That way you can always remember.
You got it. Yes, that's more than a
No, but they're great.
That's right. Good for you.
Yeah, but yeah. So where you?
I was working, they were working, but the president wanted to send me.
Okay, for never about 5 years. I did just. Are you?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll take mine.
No. Okay, gotcha. So very last one. Best one.
Where do you live?
I live in Washington.
They bring people on board for those contracts and then whereas we are trying to get a consulting company.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. It's got a little mail.
Yeah, I was really kind of sleepy when I was a kid. I didn't know much about it.
I taught high school.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think Hudson was the big rival.
We've been
mid-70s.
Okay.
After I got out of here.
Cool. Marlboro
When I was there,
I wonder if you worked with any of our portfolio companies, because we have a whole,
where most of the people were.
well, recently, in the past year, we've spun up what's called American Dynamism Fund around that, which is citizen empowerment investments in helping
I mean, we are.
government or our national interest. So, probably open.gov, Zach Bookman over there, which is basically aggregating data so that, you know, the states can manage their budgets.
Different offices have different flavors.
Like,
Different
they're being
ones
transparent
are
to
centralized. Anything
citizens.
from
A company like Propel, which basically fresh BT and food stamp business, right? So it's like, hey, I don't have to call a number, I can actually manage. I know how much money's in here, and I can spend it, and then we help manage, the platform helps manage citizens, so if you save like $10 and you go over to more, others are like, hey, give these folks specific discounts on diapers, you know, things of that nature, and then you start helping them manage their money more effectively. So Propel is interesting. Another one like Flock Safety is one that's using AI and cameras on
Not the only one that
on highways and everything that taps into them so that they can, rather than saying code orange or whatever it is, like this person's been stolen, it can actually track people to cars by license plate, from location to location to location until you can diffuse the situation, and then you can go in and so once it's been diffused, you can see all of that. So that's been being used by the sheriff's department. A lot of those areas that are really like great things for us. Then we have a bunch of other things for us who are defense contractors and so forth that we run our competitive advantage to others in that space. So we do both.
And then you said they went back to Michigan.
humans, we don't do anything, touch anything that has, like,
Yeah, we do weaponized stuff too, which isn't really it's not very popular, but it is neat. Even parts that contractors like Raytheon and all of that whole manufacturing parts is aging and people don't have succession plans and going into business, all of the things around towards like LA and to make these parts to Miami.
Yeah, I would love to see like the whole space like flare up more.
This could be a very good idea. It's gotta be a good idea.
We also have
Yeah, like you obviously with your channel, like you should have a good stage presence. Like good work.
It is good. I was having this conversation with my son and my wife the other day because it's so me as a citizen is so infuriating that like think about how our system's been built. Today we can go pay our taxes online and they can receive the money within like an hour. But if you needed the government, like in the community and everything else, to return money to the citizens, it's arcane. And like they can't even do it. So how is that actually? Does that actually occur in the bars, which is why I get so?
But it was great. It was people say, wow, it's the bank's paper thing. It's a bit of like bringing you it's the real function. It's like the smart folks that like you're busy building, I'm busy building. Hey, I will personally say this will be a good time to get you guys everything. I love some people. And it's like running 600 bucks. It's insane. But yeah, we'd love to see
So what we like we actually is confronted and cut until they catch up.
I'm here. I just was having trouble getting in earlier so I could watch the pitches. Hi everyone.
Ping me on the WhatsApp or LinkedIn. I can make sure you're on the invite.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm like.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I know, I get it.
I work for them. No.
Exactly.
Dylan's like they see so many people. So awesome. Like Dylan, but like Dylan's like founder. Like he's not like those are the kind of guys that we were just like totally essential crazy. Which is the best part about my job. Which I love. It's doing well to go around.
Yeah, I'd be happy to make sure.
I worked I was in a bank.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And I like that comes way back, like in '98. I was like, it was your significant. I think like, how can you?
All right, everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt your very, very exciting conversations and talks and everything like that. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our next pitch. So take your seats, grab your waters, grab your snacks, anything you need. We're gonna get started.
Go hang out with smarter people.
These are for you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to hold?
If you'd like to.
Thank you.
Do you want me to hold the thing at the beginning or the end?
End is good.
The end? Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. We are back from our break. I hope you all got water, yummy, yummy snacks from Doe's Meat, everything like that. Okay, now we're gonna be starting with my very, very good friend, Wynn. We have Colors of the Wind. She makes very, very beautiful artistry and paintings and pretty much anything you could possibly think of that I am not able to do because I am not an artist in any way. If you need stick figures, you can come to me with stuff. But anything apart from that, please go to Wynn because I'm not gonna be able to help you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And yeah, I'm excited.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wynn Jerome, and I run my own art business, Colors of the Wind, a woman and minority-owned business. There we go. Colors of the Wind is a creative vehicle where people can order custom and original artwork. Through sales, social media, and in galleries, I work to create a special experience between my artwork and the people who see it. I started this business in high school with hopes of strengthening my art skills and sharing my love for art with friends and family. Little did I know I would end up growing thousands of supporters through social media, having my work displayed in 7 different locations, and selling over hundreds of commissioned pieces since starting my business. Since art expresses an infinite amount of things, there are millions of other artists out there who all have their own unique styles. It can be difficult to find work that really resonates with you. As a result, I've seen a divide between the art world and everyday life. Well, I want everyone to know that art is not just for the elite critics or professionals, art is for everybody. So, I create artwork that freezes anyone's cherished memory in time. People from all over have shared how they've loved the special experience of capturing their best memories in a special form that goes past simply just digital photo. And aside from commissions, I also sell painted vinyl records, art prints, stickers, and more at the Clark Thrift Store. So looking at the art market, we all know that art has the possibility of selling for millions of dollars, just like Basquiat's in this case. Specifically at portrait art, portrait photography market has been increasing in yearly revenue at over $4.5 billion since 2020. So clearly we all know that people have a love and appreciation for art and are willing to spend a lot of money on it. However, I can argue that creating these images in a physical form, such as a painting, can be a lot more valuable than just a digital photo. On campus with Schweitzer Studios, in the art community with Etsy sellers, and on larger scale with CVS Photo Printing, these are my competitors. In the market research that I did last year, I sent out a survey to my customers asking what types of products they were looking for, and from this market research, I found out that my customers really wanted a larger variety of products that had a greater variety of prices. So ultimately, what makes Colors of the Wind so special is not just the accessibility of my products in terms of the variety and the price that I offer, but it's also the original style that I put into every piece that no other artist can replicate. So looking at my click and brick business model, I have 4 channels at which I sell my artwork. Through commissions, Etsy, the Clark Thrift Store, and at on-campus pop-up events and around local areas. Here are my financials from 2021, 2022, and my projected financials for 2023. One thing I'd like to point out is this year I've already made over $600 in revenue, and most of these sales come from either commissions or in-person pop-ups. However, my Etsy page, which I started just in August, has been receiving a consistent growth of monthly visits to my store at about 500 visits per month. And last year, my return on investment was 72%, but with new pop-up events, I plan to increase this return by 24% by the end of 2023. Looking into the future, my biggest goal is to communicate a stronger and larger vision of my brand. And I plan to do this through different forms of media and publicity, such as video, podcasts, and sharing my work in person. This month, I partnered with Millman Management, where we recorded a video to better communicate this mission. Additionally, one of my recent TikTok videos got over 176,000 views. This not only grew my TikTok following by 1,300 people, it also gained me 100 followers on Instagram and got me 2 new commission sales that I'm currently working on. So with more consistent videos and continuing to grow my network, I hope this will also encourage revenue growth. And additionally, I started my own podcast radio show through the Radio of Clark Club. Here, I hope to better communicate my mission of sharing my art to the world and give my audience a deeper insight and look into the art that I create and the story that I tell that goes behind my artwork. And in the summer and fall of 2023, I plan to host a pop-up at 5 different events. 2 in my town in Western Mass, 1 at the Boston SOA Market, 1 at the Water Fire in Rhode Island, and 1 in the Start on the Street in Worcester. And at other pop-up events in my small town, I've made up to $500 in one day. So I think having more channels, I'll be able to even double my revenue in just one day, where they are more widely known. Starting in 2024, I plan to host my own solo art show at a community gallery here in Worcester called Arts Worcester. I will actually be interning here this summer, and they're always looking for new artists to submit solo exhibition shows. And this will help me gain more press and more community knowledge of my business. And overall, my biggest goal to plan for the summer 2024 is to have my own studio space where I can store my work and host events to grow my business even more. Today, I'm looking for $1,000 to put towards publicizing and creating a more professional presence at these pop-up events, and also to put towards my website. $250 would go towards a banner, which I will purchase through FedEx. And currently, I have a few signs that I've made myself, but the problem is they're either too small or they get blown away by the wind. So this one is very professional and attaches right to the tent. And additionally, I'm asking for $250 for a tent, because I currently borrow a tent from one of my family friends, and the carrying case is ripped, so having my own tent, I plan to paint it so from far away, everyone can tell that that is the colors of the wind tent. Additionally, I am looking for $200 to put towards the booth space that I was explaining before. Before, I've only really done smaller pop-up events, but I've made up to $500 in just one day. So with these greater events, I'll be able to make back this entire cost in probably one of these event days. And lastly, I'm asking for $300 to put towards my Squarespace website yearly subscription. I'd like to grow my SEO marketing and also increase the channel of my e-commerce. And I think having this website will allow me to also stay on top of my mailing list, and which will also improve and encourage revenue growth. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to my pitch. I appreciate all of your support and this experience to grow my experience as an artrepreneur. If you'd like to learn more about my mission to connect my artwork with the world, feel free to visit my social media. You can scan the link here. But I also have some examples of my artwork over here if you'd like to check that out afterwards. But thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to be like one of those showgirls that just walk like that with the art. Judges, do we have any questions for Wynn? Any thoughts about her wonderful, wonderful art?
How long does it take to make a commission piece? So any of these, you're only one person, so how do you scale this? And so how long does it take actually, depending upon whether it's, you know, I order something customized, like how long will it take?
It definitely depends on the size and how detailed you were looking for the commission piece, but I'd say my most average commission size and item that I get from customers is about an 8x10, so aside, just like that. And it's on canvas, and usually people ask for either a portrait of their pets or of their house or of a person, but let's say I'm doing an 8x10 of a person's dog. That usually takes me anywhere from 3 to 4 hours.
What's your repeat business like?
Repeat business, can you explain?
Once somebody buys something from you, what are the chances they're going to buy something else from you, or
Yes.
tell a friend?
Yes, that's actually very high. I'd say since most of my sales come from commissions, a lot of those are generated through words of mouth. So one of my family friends, when I was first starting my business, which I started 5 years ago, she was my first supporter, and she actually purchased my first commission piece. And from there, years on in the future, she's probably made 7 other sales for me, and same with some of my other customers that I've held on. So through this experience, I really work to create that special bond between me and my customer, so it's very one-on-one. And I think from there, they've been able to grow that wanting to come back and purchase new artwork for other either gifts or holidays or special events. So I think my artwork has been a great, housewarming event if you want to get a picture of your friend's new house that they're moving into, or baby shower if you want to get a portrait of the new baby that was just born. it could really be absolutely any sort of gift or any sort of way to show your appreciation for someone else.
And is all your work hand-drawn, or are you also working on a computer?
Most of it, or all of it, is hand-drawn. I don't do any digital artwork, but it is something that I've considered.
Have you explored partnerships? Thinking of other Instagram, influencers and leaders, and even complementary items, right? There's a lot of lifestyle brands and other things like that. Have you explored some of those to try to drive some of the business?
Yes, the art community is actually so welcoming and so great, and I've found so many really inspiring people off of there. Back during the pandemic, I was going a little crazy staying at home, so I ended up reaching out through some artists that I didn't know personally, but I followed them through social media, and I wanted to create a video where we created artwork through the pandemic. And then I can explain the video really quickly, but let's say I started with a painting or a blank canvas, and then I took my paintbrush and I covered the camera, and then when I uncovered the camera, it was the finished painting, and then I dropped the paintbrush, and then it goes to the next artist where they catch the paintbrush and then do the same thing. So from there, I was able to create a video over the pandemic of just different artists across the world and put it all together to just share art and hopefully spread some positivity in those tough times.
Yeah, another thing for you to consider is there are a lot of jewelry artists and people who make their own bath products and all of those. Those folks to have their own custom art even of their products, and they certainly boost sales for other partners through paid deals. So that's something to look into as well.
Absolutely, thank you.
What's something like that cost?
That is an original painting. So I don't think it's listed on my Etsy, but I was probably going to charge, if someone was interested, around $500.
How much does a commission of that size cost, like a custom commission?
A custom commission, I'd say for 8x10, I've been charging $125.
Okay. You think you could charge significantly more without people saying, like, without attrition occurring?
That is something that I'm still working on. I think for the longest time I've had such a struggle charging people for my artwork because it's something that I really love and not something that I necessarily need money from. But everyone's telling me, you need to raise your prices, you need to raise them. So I'm in the process of gaining the courage to charge a higher price for my artwork.
Yeah. Okay.
You could go two different directions. One is scale and volume, which are going to be really, really difficult, or exclusive and build your brand to the influencer. Hook up with these guys back here, get an NFT that goes with that, and then you can monetize this in the future. If you want, hook up with these. Hook up with these guys back here, seriously, and there you go. And then you get it to an influencer and be like, oh, here's this, whoever the celebrity is. That you go there, it gets on there, and then you only have enough capacity to make 1 or 2 or 3, and then you can charge a lot of money for that.
Yes.
And then when they sell that, because it's some type of artwork, you're going to monetize that in the future, because with that comes with some type of NFT.
Definitely. I'll keep that in mind.
Just so I can bring it all the way around.
Now how to bring the umpire into it.
I don't know how to bring the umpire into this one.
Any last questions? Anything on our brains, on the tip of our tongues?
I guess one more question is how are your sales on Etsy? And would you see other items that are really picking up? Like, are there certain ones that a lot of people are wanting to buy where you could have more of that passive revenue?
Yes. So I just started my Etsy this summer in August, so it's been slowly growing. But somehow one of my products, it's a painted vinyl record. I have some examples here, but the one in particular that's been selling really well is a disco ball, and it's super colorful and creative. And that is probably it's definitely the biggest product that I sell. I think, I don't know the exact, I think on my financials it shows what I've made on Etsy, but I know through just getting orders through my phone, I get about at least 1 order a week.
Okay. Let's give a round of applause. Please go check out this art unless you want a stick figure thank you card from me, which I guarantee you do not. We're gonna start prepping for our next one, and the judges feel free to take some time to fill out your cards. By the way, these are the vinyls. Check them out. I always go for yeah, I have to. I gravitate towards it's such like a sunshiny color. Everything happens to the other. I'm gonna have my whatever you need to do. Judges, we have about 4 minutes to the next one.
All right. Thanks for keeping us on track.
Of course. It's fun for me. You guys are doing the hard part. I don't have to ask any questions. I always lose my paper. Yes, it is. You're so smart.
I'm ready.
10 out of 10 is what we're feeling.
I think I've got a really good idea. There's some serious money to be made.
You have to keep that mentality.
Yeah.
You have to keep the main character energy going. Jeremiah.
I gave my girl.
Jeremiah's like, I am my girl.
I said I've been blown away by how much artists are able to make online through Instagram and Etsy.
It's a killer market.
It's
It's a real. My son-in-law is a you're not gonna. He's good. He's a damn good photographer. He's had the industry job.
My sister has a jewelry company on there, and she was able to quit her job and pay off her house. And she says, I think she has 12,000 followers on Instagram. Doesn't make that many compared to other people, but her Etsy store. And she's selling just necklaces, things like that that she makes. And she, during the holidays, and she has Grab with me all the time. She has so many orders. She used to do it while she was working a full-time job. She was in customer service, so she kept her headset in. She was just making her art.
That's why I'm on hold all the time.
Yeah. No, while she's talking to people. And she's been able to quit that. And during the holidays, she has to hire out family members to help.
Enjoying everything.
Is it different business than art?
Yes, this kind of art.
My
I think
mother
is
was a
art,
silversmith and a goldsmith,
Yeah.
and she did very well. But
Art
it's
is
different.
subjective. You're gonna wear it every day. It's gonna go in your whole wall. But I think the materials.
Do like a first round grab.
Like continue to sell, or just a few that are really expensive? Like,
I run a Starbucks
Yeah.
in Boston, so I've been there.
Interesting.
So fast dad, starting companies, been running for 9 years now, 500 raised, 450 enterprise customers.
I feel like
And Gen AI is going to kill it.
We like to say both, but like,
At least
we're backed by
the fact that she's working by hand gives her an edge.
the digital public credit union, 6th largest credit union in the U.S., largest in the Northeast.
it will be interesting to see how
They kind of let us
people about,
operate
like at least in the art space, doing it in business. Yeah, it's gonna change like everything. But I think people, we even saw like some people are coming out, travel. Everyone said travel.
This is the moment where I become a teacher, and you can see if you hear my voice. If you hear my voice, we're gonna stop talking suddenly. Okay, the teacher didn't quite work. Oh, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Yay! Oh, what's with the clapping? Is that a teacher one too? Snaps. We can do all the teacher stuff. It might not quite work. I'm in the process of becoming a teacher, so we're gonna get there eventually. All right, it is 10:40. We're gonna start our next pitch right now. We're gonna slowly defray from our conversations. I know, as amazing as they are and as amazing as you guys are, we're gonna start our next one. All right. So next up, we're gonna have Rowan with Parent Lock. Now, this one I think my parents would have loved to have when I was a kid to manage what I was doing, and mainly the fact of like there were like no swearing, no extra animals or colors or anything like that. So you definitely should have hooked up with my parents when I was younger. But these next set of parents, they're gonna love this one. So we're gonna get ready for Rowan with Parent Lock.
Hi guys. Hello and welcome to my presentation on my app Parent Lock, a service designed for communication. Parent Lock is a mobile application designed to improve communication between parents and their children. Our service works by allowing the owner of the family plan to restrict the children's phones until they respond to their text or calls. All communication can be done directly through the app, similar to WhatsApp, and emergency numbers will always be available. When setting up the app, parents can choose which numbers are permitted while the phone is restricted. The idea for Parent Lock can actually be traced back to my dad ranting to my brother about not responding and proceeding to pretty much lay out the entire premise of the app. Fast forward 2 years and one amazing Clark Tank class, and here we are. Our goal is to help incentivize better communication between parents and their kids by allowing phone restrictions with a simple click of a button. Okay. My name is Rowan Turner, and I am the founder of Parent Lock. My business partner and friend Eli Burgess couldn't be here today, but I'd like to take this chance to note that we would not be close to where we are today without his amazing support and dedication. I asked my parents why communication with me and my brother mattered to them. Their answer was simple. It's about safety and connection. Not only do they need to know we are safe from the dangers of the outside world, they also desire to maintain a strong connection with their kids. In a perfect world, there would be no need for parental controls or Parent Lock, but in our world there is, to keep kids safe and connected. According to a study by Fatherly.com, 91% of American parents claim that their teenagers' online communication skills need to improve. As my parents always told me, it's about safety. And not knowing where your teenage child is or what they're doing certainly is not that. Now, although we cannot guarantee a courteous or a response in a courteous or timely manner, we've come up with a way to strongly incentivize it with just the click of a button. What? I'm so sorry. There we go. Introducing Parent Lock, a mobile app that allows parents or the owner of the family phone plan to restrict phone access of all applications, effectively making the phones only capable of responding to their parents' message or calling the police. Our hope is that with this effort, kids will take the simple measure of checking in with their parents in order to restore access to their phones. After initially downloading the app, open App Settings and click the tab Setting Up the App. Devices on your family plan will be listed here. To select the device, click the corresponding contact and press Add Restrictions to this line. After that, input the phone numbers that are always permitted to be contacted, noting that an emergency number will always be made available. After these few quick steps, Parent Lock is ready to go. To use Parent Lock, open the app, locate the line you wish to restrict, and press Restrict. After your child responds, simply open the app and press Unlock. I intentionally designed it to not automatically unlock after the child responds to ensure that the response is quality enough to warrant a response. So it can't be like K or something like that. Takes them response. Currently in America, 95% of American teenagers own a cell phone, and 91% of American parents believe that their kids' online communication skills need to improve. Additionally, 81% of all American moms use Facebook, meaning the marketing potential to our target audience is untapped and massive. So why now? It's because this is something the world has needed for years, and it's just now being brought to the light. Life360 is our closest competition in the way that we both help parents keep track of their kids, yet they focus far more on location rather than communication, which is where we come in. Bark is another parental control app, yet they focus far more on monitoring text for harassment and bullying with others rather than incentivizing communication between parents and their kids. These apps are both undeniably useful and extremely successful. Life360 currently holds over 1 million users and is valued at over $1 billion. And I believe Parent Lock has the potential to fill the void in this massive and continuously growing market. Parent Lock offers 4 different subscription plans in an attempt to allow all customers a plan they can be satisfied with. Our basic Parent Lock plan allows the owner to restrict up to 3 mobile lines, with subscriptions costing $9.99 a month or $99.99 for a year-long subscription. This basic plan will likely satisfy most consumers. In addition to that, we will also be offering Parent Lock Plus, a premium subscription option designed for larger families and offering control of up to 5 lines. Parent Lock Plus subscriptions go for $14.99 a month or $149.99 a year. We are also currently developing Parent Lock Unlimited, which comes with unlimited lines for $17.99 a month or $179.99 a year. During the app startup, we may offer free trials in hopes to gain lasting subscribers. To address the elephant in the room, yes, we are predicting just under $10,600 in revenue for our first 6 months of operation. Now, I fully understand you're probably thinking this is unachievable. I certainly did at first, but let me tell you how I'm going to do it. First off, just from Eli and my parents reposting our idea on their personal Facebook accounts, we have received 10 messages asking about the app in just 4 days. Mind you, this is all before we work with a professional marketer and app developer. Our main marketing strategies are parents reposting our ads on Facebook, as well as paying for promoted posts. This will hopefully allow us the opportunity to be seen by our target audience, the parents of America, or even the world. Luckily, we have 4 main things going for us. 1, 81% of all American moms use Facebook. 2, parents care about their children. 3, 61% of the total US population uses Facebook. And lastly, simple sells, and Parent Lock is all about simplicity, offering improved communication with a single click. We predict the app's growth will be exponential. Additionally, by making our service subscription-based, we predict income will only increase over time as new customers come and subscribed customers stay. Although the app should be fully developed and ready to be released in early May, these numbers are based on a release in June. So with any luck, they very well could end up being underestimates. Additionally, releasing a service like this at the beginning of the summer is perfect because kids will be a lot of newfound freedoms, and parents need to know their kids are safe. My expenses are relatively simple. All of them relate directly to producing the most efficient and visually appealing app possible, and then marketing it directly to my target consumer using promoted posts and emails on Facebook, an app commonly used by my target consumer. Although it may be a little unorthodox, I made sure to include the names of all my business partners on this slide. I've already been in contact with everyone listed here, and I'm eager to start working with them. Additionally, most of these expenses are simply startup fees, so future expenses will be far less, likely just a small amount for app maintenance. In addition to telling our parents and all of our friends' parents to repost an ad for Parent Lock on their Facebook accounts, we will also be buying promoted posts and making Parent Lock business accounts on Facebook and Instagram. I've never really known what I wanted to be when I grow up. Sure, I always tried in my classes and I found things interesting, but nothing has ever really grabbed my attention like the prospect of running my own business. To me, it's perfect. I don't have to rely, wait, or get told what to do by anyone else. Recently, I've internalized the fact that good businesses aren't some bold invention solving some crazy hypothetical. They are practical solutions designed to solve real-world problems. And with your $1,500 contribution, I really think I found one. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions about my app. Your support goes a long way. Thank you for your time.
Okay, that was awesome. Mainly because of the fact that I think if you talk to my parents, they would also love it. Me not calling them back because I'm in class, they're gonna blow up my phone with that app. Okay, judges, do we have any questions? Being a parent yourself, maybe you have questions or comments about it. Knowing your kids, maybe they have some stuff about it.
Yeah.
Have you prototyped this app yet?
So we are currently, it's a prototype is actually currently being created. We've been in contact with this awesome developer at the company called Goji Labs, and he's currently creating the app. We don't have, I don't have one that I can display right now, but it's currently in creation. We have the entire thing mapped out and exactly what we're looking for. And expected release would probably be, it should be ready to go in May.
So you're going to buy 5 hours of his time and have it ready to go in May? Is that what I understood from that?
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 hours of its time over a continued period of time. Additionally, in that time, we'll be meeting with other advisors and whatnot to make sure we're getting the best possible app to release on the market when we do eventually release. Yeah.
Are you worried about like copycats? Like would there be an IP kind of issue in here where
Like
you could protect your idea and
Oh yeah, I would assume once the app is ready to like move forward and like, I mean, it's already undergoing production strategies. However, I haven't been able to put any down payments due to lack of funding. Sorry about that. Due to lack of funding. However, as soon as it does begin to undergo, we of course will be copywriting or like making sure the idea is claimed to us.
And then the terms of service, I would understand, would probably be pretty involved, right?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. I mean, with anything, if you're going to be restricting someone's
Right.
phone access, it's all, of course, going to be all laid out in a massive document. We've already, we've contacted with a bunch of people. This is absolutely achievable. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the, parental controls or screen time apps or anything like that. Like, functions like this can absolutely happen. We just need certain permissions, and if a parent were to use this, they, of course, would be, checking, I agree, and, agreeing to all the, necessary parts to make this a reality. Yeah.
Yeah, so do the competitors do this right now? And if not, what would stop them from doing this?
So that's a really good question. I was thinking the same thing. Life 360 does a lot. They do location, they can check how fast you're going in a car, they can do all these things, but no one has come up with the simple idea of making it restricting a phone to incentivize communication back. That has not happened yet, and I feel that could be a massive idea. From the parents I have talked to, the feedback I've received, this is something that could be hugely successful, and no one's doing it. So that's largely why I'm here.
Do you have any idea how much personal information you're going to be responsible for legally? And how are you going to deal with that?
Personal information.
You're going to be collecting personal information on all your customers, and you're going to have a legal obligation to protect that from hackers.
Yeah,
how are you going to deal with that?
I would expect that would all come down to the terms of service and an agreement form that if someone wanted to use our app, they would understand that they're going to be using certain liabilities and vulnerabilities. However, we of course will be releasing the best possible app, so we're going to keep it as safe as possible. But it's all up to them to agree to use our app.
Building off Katie's question, if your main source of marketing is your parents, you've outsourced app development, what makes you and Eli the right two people to make this?
The right two people to make this? Well, largely we came up with the idea, and additionally we are able to, being positioned in college, we can talk to a bunch of people to help promote it. We are able to talk about the idea, pitch the idea, which is something that no one else is doing. And I feel like we're just going to be able to move forward with the idea collectively. We're both behind it, and it should be pretty successful, hopefully.
Comment and maybe a question. Well, question first. I'm assuming it's both platforms, as iOS and.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's the other great aspect. It can go to any platform.
Right. Second thing would be, as somebody who's used Bark and others there, and other, it's hard to change people's behavior. So the last thing I want to do is go to 3 different apps to track where all my kids are going.
Mhm.
It's just impossible.
Mhm.
So the question I would always ask is, from a moat perspective, a competitive moat perspective, this is not a difficult app for Bark to build. They'll be just hey, and they're tapping into a market that's anti-bullying, social awareness, not communication. I mean, the least used app on this phone is actually the dialer. Nobody calls anymore, at least my kids don't call. Just they just communicate differently. But part of it is it bullying, is it social, and then another feature in. So how do you figure out, before they build that app in with another service, how do you get distribution?
So that's a great idea. First off, that comes straight down to our marketing strategies. We're going to be paying for promoted posts as well as promoting on all the Facebook accounts we can have access to by asking people, and as well as creating Facebook and Instagram accounts to reach as many people as possible. If this idea were to take off, as we're hoping it will, we would probably be open to selling this idea to Bark or Life 360 if they were to offer us money. That would be a huge success for us. I mean, this was an idea that we had, and so if it were to move forward and they were to see this idea and because as you suggested, we're going to be copywriting this, so, and no one's done this before. So if we were able to really get that, and then they were to want the idea from us, that's a huge win. That's a massive win. So that would largely, because like you said, no one wants to use 3 apps to keep track of their kids. but this is a pretty huge part in helping communication between parents and kids. And I feel like no one's doing this. And maybe you're right. Life 360, it's a $1 billion company. Bark, it's a massive company. They might want this idea, and they might be willing to pay for it, which would be huge for us.
You just need to figure out what that wedge is. So as an example is, go to Verizon, build it in, right, so that the distribution comes preloaded
As a
that
software?
way. Yeah, right, you gotta figure out a way to get distribution before they get, so they want, either they're gonna acqui-hire, if you're like super smart, they're like, I just want you to come on in and build this, right? Or you got something which is customers, not this software itself. Nobody's gonna buy the software unless you have massive distribution or something that they have already, they need. They need customers. They got 1 million customers. This is like, I turn it on, I'm like, hey, I need this because my kids aren't communicating with me anymore. No problem, I'll build it on in. You know, how do you wedge in? That would be my guidance.
How do I? Yeah, I mean that's a
Right?
great
Facebook's
point.
Facebook. Everybody's advertising on Facebook. It's going to cost you money. I don't know if App Store's going to take 30% from you. Like, it's you got to think about like your distribution.
So yeah, the software idea was a great idea. As it's currently designed, it would be designed as an app through the App Store. When it comes to that's primarily due to like cost development fees would be way more applicable and like easy to do through the App Store, which it would still, Life 360 and Bark, they're both through the App Store. They're not software. So I see like similar like competitors in this market typically go that route. So I deem that would probably be the best strategy. As for how to wedge ourselves in, primarily it's spreading the idea. We released this on 2 Facebook accounts of like my mom and Eli's mom. People have already been reaching out to us about like subscription plans and whatnot. So like we're seeing success already, and then as it progresses, I expect that'll only expand through promoted posts and other people posting and whatnot.
All right, we're gonna have to stop there. I'm sorry, judges.
Thank you,
Let's give a round of applause. Thank you so much. Okay, finish up your sheets, all that good stuff. Get water, coffee, and then we're gonna start our next presentation. It's gonna be our last one. We have 2 minutes.
It's like more relaxed.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's our last one too,
Right,
so.
yeah.
everyone. Welcome back. I know it's been so long since you saw me. I know. All right, so this is our very last presentation of the day. Yay, thank God, we're done. You can breathe, you're good. Go take a nap. All right, so right now we have Rick with Shaketail, and this one is going to be about like making mocktails. We're going to vibe with it. We're going to go out and party. Maybe not all together, but somewhat in your advanced ways. All right, so let's give it up in our last presentation of the day. Yay.
Hello everyone, I'm the last one of today, and yeah, so have you guys ever have that day like you're really tired, you want to just stay home by yourself, not to be bothered by anyone else, and you want to have like your own cocktail, but you realize that you've never been to a bartending school, you don't know how to make a proper good cocktail, but don't worry about it. Let Shaketail provide you that quality lifestyle. And I'm Rick, and I'm presenting to you Shaketail, the revolutionary cocktail. So our company, our business is about a bottle-ready cocktail. They are like ready to drink and ready to mix. When you get the product, you can just simply just shake it, and you have a really nice cocktail ready. And the product itself provides the anytime, anywhere cocktail experience. And we believe that like everyone, no matter you're rich or poor, deserve the chance to have a really nice cocktail and have that quality lifestyle. So the team, we currently have 3 members in the team. Me, myself, I'm the co-founder, and another co-founder, Hanson Lee, and we have the product designer, Tom Wu, and he's majorly just do like product design and packaging design. Unfortunately, they're in China right now, so they cannot be here today with us. All right, so we realized this problem by there's a lot of people that really like cocktails, but they really don't have time and don't have the money to go to a really nice bar to enjoy a really nice cocktail. And so our product is for anyone who want to have a nice cup of cocktail, and it's for age between 21 to 35. There's currently 2 things that are like us in the market. There's traditional cocktails, which requires a lot of ingredients and basic bartending skills to make it, and it also takes time to go buy it. If you there's requirement like you have to buy certain ingredients just for this cocktail, and you have to go to like different stores to buy it. Even if you can get it in one store, it takes time to go from like aisle to aisle to get it. And there's other hard seltzer, which is just like hard soda. They have really poor flavor, and it doesn't provide the quality lifestyle that like the people might need. So we come up with this solution. We always like ask ourselves, can we pre-make a cocktail that always stay fresh? So we have this. We bring back the classic flavor from like cocktail bars, and we have this bottle which is easy to make and easy to carry. We designed the bottle as 2 layers and 2 levels. The bottom level over here, at the glass cup, it contains hard liquor, and then the top, the yellow thing, contains like other ingredients such as juice and other stuff. So once the consumer gets the product, they can just simply twist the cap open a little bit, and the top layer, the juice, will just automatically come down to the bottom, and you just need a simple shake, and then you're ready to drink. So the potential market, there are about 6.5 million people between the age of 21 to 35 in the US right now. And 60% of them use alcohol, and 27% use heavily. So it combines together. There's about 35% will purchase alcohol regularly. So our plan is to sell our product at the price of $10, which is pretty cheap. And then separating the whole market, we do it in 3 parts. The blue part is for other liquors like wines and other alcohol like vodka and stuff. And the orange part is for beer, and the green part is for hard seltzer. So if we can take 25% of the hard seltzer market, which will lead to a 1.25% of the whole alcoholic market. So we can make an annual sale of $3.41 million, and that's how we calculate it. So we times the 6.5 million with 35% that use alcohol regularly, and we can take, if we can take 1.25% of the whole market, and we times by the unit price 10 and 12 months, we can get this number. All right, so our competitors. So the first one is Leiba, which is a Chinese-based company, provide like a really classic pre-mixed cocktail, about 10 to 20% alcohol in it. They mainly sell online. The other one is Watt, which is innovative alcohol. They provide like a really new cocktail, kind of cocktail. They have like flavor of milk tea, coffee, and lemon tea. And the other one is White Claw, which is just basic hard seltzer. It's just like soda. And Leiba is not really easy to get because they only sell in Asia, the area of Asia, and online. For Watt is also. And White Claw is really easy to get, but they don't really have the nice flavor. So we have us at the top right corner. Our flavor is really classic, and we are really easy to get. So currently we have three different flavors. We have Tequila Sunrise, which is in the middle, the orange one, and we have Red Earl and Jasmine, which is on the side of it. And we only sell it for $10 per bottle for all of them. So we're projected revenue in this year. If we can make a sale of 350 bottles, we can make about $2,450 in gross profit. But there's other fees because we spend a lot of money on the package design and the flavor design and the bottle itself. The total cost is about $2,000, so we will face a profit deficit this year. But if we can make a sale of 400 bottles next year, we're gonna start making profit. So where do we sell it? First, we're gonna promote ourselves in TikTok, which is really affordable, and it's easy to target our audiences there because they have like the data of who like cocktail, who doesn't, and it's easier to do there. And other than that, we're going to offline retail stores and convenience stores. We're gonna pay them to put our product in their shelves. So if people don't know us and they see our bottle and they're interested by it, and they will get our product. Other than that, we'll try to like collab with restaurant and hotels to put our product there. For restaurant, we want to do our product in addition to like a really nice meal, because for right now, people really accompany their meals with wine. We want to use our product in addition to wine. So we also want to put in like small hotel and motels mini bar for those people that travels a lot and doesn't have really that much amount of time and money to go to a bar. And it's also for hotels that doesn't provide a proper bar and a bartender, because those are really expensive. So we're saving money for the consumer and the business we're doing with. So today I'm asking for $1,500, majorly in 5 parts. The first part is we're trying to give away free samples to people to try out our flavor and stuff, see if they like it. And then 150 for transportation, such as like parking fee and gas fee and stuff. And we're trying to ask for 300 for marketing on TikTok. Trying to like give away free samples to influencers and let them to try out our product. And we asked 300 for our domain name. We're trying to set up a shaketail.com website, and it will cost about $80 a month for that. And last but not least, we're asking 450 for production to like buy ingredients and do the production for the bottle. Thank you.
Okay, this is super exciting because I know after a long day's work, we're all gonna need this in our lives. Relax, get a drink, and go out and party, or go home to your wife and kids, or anything you need. Judges, do we have any questions, being for people that can actually drink alcohol or buy it or anything like that? Anything you want to know?
I guess that would be my first question. Like, how did you come up with this idea from a problem statement from yourself? Like, how you've come up with some solutions, but how did you come up with this idea that this is a problem?
Cause like me myself, I'm a Chinese, and our like age restriction in China is not really 21. We have 18, but like no one really cares about it. So I've been drinking since I was like 7 years old. So I'm like pretty alcoholic. And there's like one day I was like going to a bar with a friend, and then we like asking ourselves why the cocktail like is so expensive if we can like make it at home. Because like the environment is good, but we can like replicate it just by ourselves at our own houses, and the only problem is that like people don't know how to make a proper cocktail. It takes like so much time to learn, and then you need to go to different places to buy ingredients. That's why we like come up with the idea that combine all things into one bottle. And then because there's already like some kind of like other cocktail, pre-made cocktail at the market right now, we're trying to like separate ourselves with them with like their own unique bottle.
How many bottles, how much sample product are you gonna make for $450?
For making one bottle is about $4. So that would be about $500. I mean 500 bottles, sorry, for samples.
Okay.
Have you spoken with any hotels about the minibar?
Not really, because we don't really have the product ready yet. We only have the sample as like you see at this slide.
Well, not to sell, but to explore the idea. And
Oh.
are there already pre-mixed ones in minibars? All the other stuff, I've seen other things on the market for, and it feels like a very tough space to be in. It's very hard to get into the grocery stores, very hard to have, you know, the cost is, yeah, it's just astronomical. The minibar thing did make me think though, because when I look at what's in the minibar, I've always been like, ugh, this is terrible. So it would be interesting, you could probably call somebody up, call them up cold and have the conversation, reach out on LinkedIn. People are always willing to have the conversations, find out who the distributors are, go talk to even your local distributors at the liquor stores to try to find who you could talk to, because I wonder if there is this type of thing in a minibar already, and if not, what are the costs to get there? What does distribution look like? I mean, this is like a multi-year endeavor if you were to get into any of the stores or hotels, but the minibar thing is interesting.
Yeah, I would definitely do that, because like I was worried about if I don't have the product ready to present, if I just go talk to them, they might like not know what I'm doing and like not trusting me and stuff. That's why like I haven't
You
talked
have to network into it. I don't think you can cold call them, but you need to find someone who knows someone, and what you need to do to ask them about their problem, right? Nobody wants to be sold to, but everybody wants their problem solved.
Oh yeah.
So what is it like for them finding this? What do their minibar sales look like? You know, is this actually a problem that they want fixed? Is there a problem? That type of thing you could have conversations about.
So I don't really see the restaurant idea. I think like from a product cost standpoint, they're gonna wanna use, the cheap ingredients to make get the same place. I do see the minibar thing for sure. What's the shelf life? Is there any implications on like how long it will stay shelf stable?
For a year.
Okay.
Yeah, and like restaurant, we just trying to like made up like a huge picture, because we're trying to like connect our product into a quality lifestyle. But when you like think of quality lifestyle right now, you would think of like you drink wine with a really nice dinner, and like we want to change that. But restaurant should be the last thing we do right now. So we're currently just focused on online, and for like convenience stores in China, we really have like our own connection to like the chain convenience stores, because like we have a connection, their family is doing that. And for hotels, yeah, that was the idea.
Mm-hmm. I see the target market being a little more expansive than 21-35. I know you have to pick a target market. You can't just say everybody.
Yeah.
But like I could see someone like myself who's just slightly out of that would be interested. So you know.
I'll definitely like increase the thing.
But you do have to pick a target market. So
Yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah.
I would say, and not that I'm condoning drinking, folks. But if you ever look back at, like, there's this company called Cindy Frank Distributing. They did Jägermeister, they did Grey Goose. Look at how they started. You may want to repackage and rethinking this, because then I would go to an ambassador program. Like, that's on campus, colleges, right? And that's how, I mean, you had Jägermeister folks walking on in and so forth. Again, I'm not condoning drinking in the room here, but that's how they couldn't get shelf space. They couldn't get anywhere, but they wanted to get their brand out there. So think about ambassador programs at colleges, which is in 18 to 24, people that just can't afford it and things of that nature. That's your TikTok audience.
Yeah.
That's what I would look at that.
Yeah, and also look at, I forget which company it was, I keep thinking it's like Keurig, but some company had an in-home, like Keurig type machine where you could mix your own cocktails, because it was basically based on the same premise. And you would have, I don't know if it was like the pods or whatever, but it recently, I think, went under, was closed down, but it was big. I mean, it was put out into homes, I think for like 2 years, maybe longer they were trying to sell. But they pulled it back. It wasn't doing as well, even through the pandemic. So I wish I remember the name of what it is, but also look at that. Like, why didn't that work? Why did it get shut down? You know, what mistakes did they make? Because it's kind of based on the same premise, although a different application.
And we were also like, because we got like surveys from people that they don't really just like our taste, but they really like the smell of our drinks. So we're trying to like connect with a perfume company to like provide a perfume that smells just like our drink.
Everybody walks around smelling like a drunk.
Just to promote the product.
Thank you.
Okay, any last final questions? No? Okay, well, thank you so much for giving up. Me personally, I would love to go out and party with Rick. I mean, he's been drinking since he was 7, so guys, come on. He knows what he's doing, clearly. Okay, right now we're gonna take a break for our presenters, your judges. This is your time to go deliberate, figure out what you like, what you don't like, your besties, your faves, everything like that. And then we're gonna come back at 11:45, so you have 25 minutes.
We're gonna have you deliberate in that little room back there.
Okay.
You guys got your own little private room.
It might be good.
Yeah, you can do like, you can jump in.
Maybe no audience.
Yeah,
It would just
yeah.
be like, just to see them.
Yeah.
I would need like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll just.
Yeah.
We're going
Just-
in
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
Great
Do you
job.
need-
No,
The
I'm
next
good.
25 minutes,
Just
so
enjoy.
you know.
Just
Okay.
enjoy. I'm gonna head over there real quick for.
Okay.
hands-on.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
First Clark thing.
I know.
That was awesome.
Good
That
job.
was awesome. Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you. Yeah.
Good job.
Appreciate your help. Yeah. Get some deliberating shots.
This is the moment where you take it out. There you go. Excuse me. 25 minutes. It'll be a power nap.
because then they can get way.
Get cozy, guys. Get cozy.
Yeah, and then Noah. Yeah, this is perfect.
All right.
Come on.
Come on, Mikey.
Are my glasses glary?
No, you're good. Okay. No, maybe hop on. Either hop in or hop out. There we go. Bring it around. There it is. Perfect. And then Emily, just hop in the middle one more time. And then spread out so that she can just like kind of plug and play, like separate and then push her back and then reform kind of thing.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Emily's favorite class.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Good job. Good
thank
job.
you, Emily. Thank you.
My favorite class. Until next year.
Third next year.
Yeah. This was my first class ever teaching. It's a special class.
Well, yeah. Awesome class. Yeah, no, for sure.
I just appreciate that.
Oh, okay. I got a picture from
Yeah.
It's a great class.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hours are horrible. We would never open until 11. I heard it's a step up from Sedexo. I just want to know.
And then we're going to have judges come up. And then they'll know who it is.
Leaving us little presents.
All right, judges.
Are you wanting us to say the why behind our?
Yeah, that would be great. So what we're going to do first is Samantha, who has graciously donated to the program, who's the reason why we're here. She's going to speak on Zoom for like 5 minutes, and then we'll do the announcements.
Okay, you gotta speak really,
Yeah.
really loudly. She's
Okay.
back there, so when you introduce her.
Yeah. Jack, tell me when we're good. All right, Samantha, can you hear me? There she is.
Oh, we can't hear her.
Sorry,
Oh, there we go.
I'm late. Just want to say thanks for having me back again this year, and I am really blown away by all of the students and businesses that are taking part in Clark Tank and all the various programs. I'm really craving a cocktail now, so thanks for it. But I just want to pop on and say congrats to everyone, and I can't wait to see who is going to walk home with some prize money.
Yeah. Thank you, Samantha.
Great. Jack, can I pull up the mix? That down? Okay, so judges, when you're ready, if you could come up here, what you'll do is announce third, second, first, and then after each one, we're gonna take a photo with you guys and the winners, so. But yeah, if you don't mind coming up.
This is so exciting.
Okay, I've been designated the speaker, the one to award these. Shall I go down the line? You said one at a
Let's
time,
do,
and then
like, one at a time, third place first.
Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone for all of your pitches. It was really great to hear you, and I know it can be intimidating to speak in front of people like that, but you put a lot of time and thought into it, and that really matters. And as we were looking through who would be awarded, we thought not just about who would we invest in if this were outside of the Clark walls, but also in individuals, and thinking about how this is an important moment for you, right? And that there's great opportunity on the other side of it, even if it's a no today. Thinking about what comes next, thinking about what you heard, all of the feedback, all of that great stuff really matters, because you have a lot of good opportunities beyond even here. So anything else people want to say? Good? Okay. First place. Third. Aw. Thanks for stopping me. Okay. Third. Stay just in time. And do you want me to announce the amount as well?
Yes, please.
Okay. And the amount for that one is $150. And the And the reason for third, we think that you have a great idea and you're very early on. So proving out the different templates that you want to have, proving that out with your different audiences, and also thinking about what makes you different compared to the others using templates. Good idea, continue working on it, and come back for more if you can.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I go down the line here. Thank you. Thank you. Our
Our
other partner had to leave,
Yeah.
so thank you.
Doing awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Well, how would you like us?
Yeah, this is just
No more ends?
Bookend it.
Thank you guys so much.
Second place, Colors of the Wind. And that's $250. And reasons why: fantastic, beautiful art. We all see your talent. I mean, really incredible. But even beyond talent, it is clear you have business sense. And so we don't think you're going to be the starving artist. You understood your business channels. You have really incredible potential. You have a lot of potential to increase your prices. And so we think you have a really good future in this.
Thank you very much.
And I $250.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Increase your prices.
Yeah, same thing, guys.
We're in the middle.
You could,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Okay, first prize goes to the Umpire Channel. That is $1,100. And we selected your business and you because it's clear that there is a business problem, there's a need, and you have a solution that is pretty well baked. So we think you have a lot of potential in this, and there's a very large market even outside of what you're working in now.
Thank you.
Great work.
Yeah, yeah.
I have two honorable mentions, 100 each for
Wrestling.
yeah, the top tier wrestling. And also a 100 for Life, the app.
The parent.
Stay out real quick. Oh, actually, we'll do both together.
I know
Both of us?
Ryan's being quite coy,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Hey, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you.
but this is a donation or an extra gift from Ryan.
You guys can, yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, yeah, if you want to. Perfect.
Come on in.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. We now have lunch over there, sandwiches and then cookies and chips and all that stuff. But thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm coy about this. Very nice gift you gave.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So kind. Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was great. I was nervous for them because even still, I get a little knees
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like being a teacher must really helped with that, right?
Yeah, definitely did.
But you're a good speaker anyway. I remember.
I
Four
tried.
long years.
Yeah, that'll do for you, right?
Thank you for that great overview on each one. That was really good. It gave a great
Sure.
insight what's going on. So
enjoy
definitely-
Yeah, it's always.
Extemporaneous,
Yeah.
so.
I do think that Empire thing is
Talk to the students, they'd love to get to know you.
That's for real.
Since I pitched it now, it's pretty incredible to see how the students have
Pretty interesting. But super interested in your
potential.
Yeah, that's not academic.
Yeah, no, no, right. Thank you so much.
That's really impressive.
Thank you very much again. Is there a
It's just announcement about but they're great people. Great.
So, main job I
You would like the baseball.